right, we're on the record. It is February 3rd, 2020. This is Judge Wish, Courtroom 1, Session 1. Can I have the parties announce themselves for the record, please?
Good morning, Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
Good morning, Edith Bush for the Office of the State Attorney.
Is Mr. Broadus coming this morning?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Broadus. How you doing today?
Good morning. How you doing?
Okay, all right. You're here in 2020 CF 1466AO. You're arrested for attempted burglary of a conveyance. Do find probable
What is
cause,
section?
and I'll appoint the public defender's office. You can't
Sick
go back
message.
to that area of the 400 West Church Street. No contact with any victims or witnesses, and I'm staying the bond at the $1,000, okay? All right, you have a good day, Mr. Broadus. All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Byron Edward Doherty, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Doherty, you're here in 2019 CF 9582AO. You're arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for pretrial conference on December 11th, 2019. Judge did set your bond at none on all 5 counts. And does he have the public defender? Okay. You do have the public defender. They'll be able to file any motions for you.
Ma'am.
Hold on. You're here, also here in 2020 CF 1462AO. It's possession of methamphetamine.
What?
Do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and the bond will be $1,000. If you have any questions, talk to
I'm
Ms.
sorry.
Haling, okay?
When did I ever get arrested for this? When I, man, you said I got a charge. I never got arrested for this. I never was arrested for this.
Okay, sir, you can talk to your attorney
So, man,
about
what's my
that.
bond?
You have a bond of $1,000 on the methamphetamine, and you have no bond on the other case that you failed to appear on. So the
What's the-
public
what's the
defender
other case I
will
failed
be
to
able
appear
to
on?
file motions for you.
What's the failure to appear? I'm here, what's the name?
All right, good morning, sir. Tell me your name, please.
My name is, my last name is Core.
Okay.
My first name is Max.
All right, Mr.
You-
Core.
To
You're-
do good, I came to,
All right, I don't want you to say anything, okay? All right? 20, you're here in 2020 MM 828AO. You're arrested for petty theft. Do you find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. No return back to 1200 West Colonial Drive, that Wawa. No contact with any victims or witnesses, and abide by the trespass warning. Your bond will stay at $250.
what if I say not guilty?
I don't know if the state will have an offer for you today. I didn't ask, but I should have, so I don't know. We'll see if the state has an offer.
If he wants to resolve the matter, the state's offer is an adjudication of guilt, 5 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, no return to the Wawa on West Colonial Drive. Order and reserve restitution for, the state would ask for 60 days, and abide by all trespass warnings, no contact with witnesses, and court costs.
Okay, did you understand that, Mr. Core? Do you
What
need a
is-
minute to talk to Ms. Haling?
Yes, Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Sure.
I was just saying I was falsely accused. Yeah, we can resolve it together. All right, good job. Just remember, slow down and slow down a little bit. If somebody say positive word and there's kids out there, I don't mess with kids. I just want to direct them to the bus. Yeah, I heard what you said. I heard it. I just-
All right, Mr. Core, do you understand what the state's offer is?
Yeah, but I just came here to go to
Okay.
school.
You're charged with petty theft. The state's offer, if you want to resolve it today, is that you would be adjudicated guilty. You'd serve 5 days. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You can't go back to the Wawa. You abide by the trespass warning, and the state's asking the court, and I would order and reserve restitution for 60 days for them to provide the court with a restitution amount as to any items from the Wawa. So if you want to do that today, and I would have to impose court costs. So that would be you'd be able to resolve your case today if you wanted to plea. But if not, your bond will stay and you'll have to go back to court.
What is the plea?
I just explained that to you. If you don't understand it, then I don't know what, I can give you more time with Ms. Haling after court.
Well, I was just saying that I was not guilty.
Okay, well, you asked that at first you said you wanted to plead guilty. So that's why I asked the state if they had an offer.
All right, we'll play, I see what you're saying.
So I was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
off of what you were saying.
All right. all right.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to, and you don't have to plead guilty. You can plead no contest if you
Right.
want. Do you want to do that?
No contest.
Okay. All right, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form, Mr.
Yeah.
Core?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did you understand everything that was contained in the plea form?
Yeah, I
You
understand.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yeah, I just was I was just saying that if somebody doing positive, I'm just trying to direct the kids to the bus.
Okay, so you understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea? Is that a yes? I need you to speak out loud.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
all right.
All right, do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
To where?
So if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea
Oh, no,
will
no, no,
subject
no.
you to
All right,
deportation?
yeah, I'm a citizen.
Okay, are you on probation anywhere?
No.
All right, you understand, sorry, I went backwards there. All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days with credit for 2 days' time served. I'll order and reserve restitution to the Wawa for 60 days for the state to provide the court and the public defender's office that information. No return back to that Wawa, abide by the trespass warning. I have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by February 3rd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck.
Anthony Harrison, recusal.
Okay, and so, looks like he was behavior yesterday, 2020 MM 63AA, and I'll appoint the public defender. And Ms. Haling, do you want to formally waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so he's charged with trespass and resisting an officer without violence. Do find probable cause. I did appoint the public defender. No return back to the Apopka Quick Mart at 2685 East Cimarron Boulevard, or no contact with any victims or witnesses, and abide by the trespass. The bond will stay at 100 and 500.
Micah Taylor also with these charges.
Okay. And yesterday, Mr. Taylor was also mental health. He's refusing to come to court. So I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent him in his case. And Ms. Haling, do you want to formally waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Taylor's charged in 2020 MM 749AO with trespass in a structure. And I do find probable cause. You may not return back to the Red Sea store at 18 South Orange Blossom Trail. No contact with victims or witnesses, and abide by the trespass. The bond will stay at $250. I'm not taking any action on his out on release case.
Mr. Fields, bonding, Your Honor.
All right, we'll take no action on Mr. Field. All right, tell me your name, sir.
John Gollin.
All right, Mr. Gollin, you're here in 2020 CF 1449AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at 1,000 on count 1. I'll ROR on count 2, and it'll stay at 100 on count 3.
Mr. Rogers is mental health, Your Honor.
All right, we'll reset Mr. Rogers.
No, I gotta stay here?
No.
Just a moment. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, tell me your name.
James Taylor, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Taylor, you're here in 2020 MM 839AO. You're charged with possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Ms. Bush, are you, it's back and forth with the state as to what y'all are doing with the
Yes,
cannabis
Your Honor, the state's
at first
offer-
appearance.
The state's offer would be an adjudication of guilt. 10 days Orange County Jail, I believe I don't know how much time he has served. No return to the scene, which is the 7-Eleven on West Colonial Drive.
Oh, no, this is Mr.
Oh, this is-
Taylor.
This is
It's
Mr. Taylor.
cannabis. Yeah, I wasn't sure
Oh, I'm,
if you were doing
okay, this
anything-
isn't Samuel Taylor.
James Taylor?
James.
James Taylor. I
Oh, you're
apologize.
fine. I just,
I was going with Mr. No, the state, at this time, I need to find Mr. James Taylor.
That's fine.
Be on the regular docket.
Okay. The state's offer, if he wishes to accept it, would be an adjudication of guilt as to the paraphernalia count, and I need to make sure that the paraphernalia tested positive for something other than cannabis.
It's cannabis.
No. At this time, the state would announce a no bill as to counts 1 and 2.
All right, so Mr. Taylor, the state's not prosecuting the cases, okay? And so Ms. Bush is going to file no information or and indicating that she's not going to file charges. I'm not going to take any action on your out on release case. You do, I don't know if you have an upcoming court date or anything like that, but.
I keep in
don't-
contact with my.
Yeah, keep in touch with your
my
attorney.
bondsman.
Don't, bondsman, don't miss court, okay?
Thank you,
If you
ma'am.
get in trouble again, I'm just saying, and it's possible that your release can be revoked, so.
I understand,
Just
ma'am.
be careful,
Thank
okay?
you.
So the state's gonna enter, a no information, okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
And the state will provide it to the court as soon
Yeah.
as I can print one out.
and then no action on that. All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Juan Beltran.
All right, Mr. Beltran, you're here on a Marion County out-of-county warrant. And Marion County judge set your bond at $500. And so if you can bond out, you can bond out. If not, Marion County has 72 hours, not including weekends or holidays, to come and pick you up. So if they don't do that and you haven't bonded out, you'll come back before a judge, okay?
Can you repeat that just one more time? I apologize.
Okay, so you have a $500 bond.
Yes, ma'am.
If you can bond out, bond out.
Right.
If not, Marion County has 72 hours pursuant to our administrative order to come and get you. That does not include any weekends or holidays. I don't think that will affect you. If you haven't bonded out and Marion County hasn't come and got you within that time frame, you'll come back before a judge.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, so like because I was attempting to bond out.
Can you bond out?
I was attempting to bond out last night, but apparently my name was not in the system at that point in time. My father said he's going to come today to bond me out. So if I'm correct from what you're saying, I'm still going to have to appear in front of a judge or once I
No.
bond out?
If you have not bonded out.
Yeah.
And Marion County has not picked you up within the time frame that they're required to do that, okay?
Yeah.
You'll come back before a judge,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? All right, good morning. Tell me your name. Tell me
me?
your name.
Anthony Heath.
All right, Mr. Heath, you're here in 2020 MO 204AO. You're charged with disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. It'd be an adjudication of guilt, 5 days Orange County Jail, and 2 days credit time served.
Okay, is it
Court
two?
costs. I'm showing the arrest was 2/2.
Yeah, it's two. I just checked because I'm never, never sure. Yep.
Your Honor, Mr. Heath is going to accept the offer and plead no contest.
Okay. All right, Mr. Heath, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
I do.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days with credit for 2 days' time served. And I do have to impose court costs. I'll order that you pay those by February 3rd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck. All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Jashard Ayler.
All right, Mr. Ayler, you're here in 2020 CF 1442AO. You're arrested for carrying a concealed firearm. And I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. No weapons or firearms or any ammunition. He does not qualify for pretrial release?
He did not, Your Honor. It looks like we weren't able to verify any community ties.
Okay, so what I'll do is, all right, Mr. Ayler, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna set your bond at 1,000 or pretrial release if they're able to qualify you,
I can't.
okay? Can you hear me?
I know I didn't understand. What does this say? Say it when we said 1,000.
I'm gonna set your bond at 1,000 or pretrial release if they're able to qualify you,
Okay,
okay? So
all
I
right.
don't know if they need any additional information.
All right. I got
It
it.
just says unable to verify community ties, no contact information provided. So if you can provide them that contact information, they'll be able to qualify you possibly for pretrial release, okay?
What is pre-trial release?
Means you would not have to post a bond, and you'd have to comply with certain requirements through that program.
Okay.
And then, and no weapons, firearms, or ammunition as my order, okay?
I got you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. All right, good morning. Tell
Good
me your
morning,
name.
ma'am. Flores.
All right, Javier?
Yes, David, the case that I'm under is that, right now, ma'am, is David, the one that I'm being seen for, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Mr. Flores, you're here in 2018 CF 14638AO. You're arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for a plea hearing on January 8th, 2020. The judge did revoke your release and set your bond at none on all 5 counts. And does he have the public defender? Okay,
Miss-
you
Miss-
do have the public defender. I can't
Oh, yes.
change the capias.
Yes, ma'am. No,
okay?
I just want to say something, Your Honor. I guess I was at court there that day, just, they was trying to give me, 1129, Ms. Brad Thurps. They already got a plea for
I
me.
can't do anything about the capias.
Okay, so I just have to wait.
You'll have to contact your attorney. They
Yes,
can
ma'am.
set you on the docket for a
Thank you.
plea.
Thank you, ma'am.
okay?
Thank you.
Or file a motion to reduce your
All right.
bond, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And then, looks like you're also here in 2020 MM 64AA.
He's bonded on those.
I'm
Oh,
out-
you did?
I'm out on
Okay,
bond
you
on that.
bonded
Yes,
on
ma'am.
that?
Yes,
Okay.
that's all.
So you'll have to have your attorneys either set you on the docket for a plea or file a bond motion on the felony, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
all right. All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Stacy Foster.
All right, Mr. Foster, you're here in 2020 CF 14678O. You're arrested for possession of methamphetamine, trespass on property after warning, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for those offenses, and I'll appoint the public defender. No contact with any witnesses or victims, no return to, looks like the 2060 Americana Boulevard, the Food Lotto. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and abide by the trespass. The bond on count 1 is 1,000, 2, 100, all ROR on count 3, and count 4. And you're out on release in 2 cases, so you've got 2019 CF 15865AO and 2019 CF 12772AO. I am going to revoke the releases in those cases. I know that you pled and you were set off and you entered a quarterman plea in one of those cases, so I don't know what the judge will do, but you do have the public defender in each of those cases. They're going to have to file some motions for you and get you back on the docket, okay?
Yeah, and just to confirm, count 4 was also ROR?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's 3 and 4. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Michael Harmon.
Mr. Harmon, you're here in 2020 CF 1453AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Do you find probable cause? And you're not going to qualify for the public defender based on your income, okay? You're going to have to contact an attorney. And so no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'll stay the bonds at 1,000 and 100. State has not filed any charges on the 19 CF 16211AO case. I checked, but, so I'm not taking any action on that. I read the affidavit, so no action on the out on release. If you get picked up again and you come back, chances are your bond will be revoked in both.
So I,
Yep.
I had signed a paper.
One of those cases, that I revoked on for the gentleman that I just saw, they ROR'd him, but in the Odyssey, it's listed as, order revoking, but it was an order RORing. I don't know if the clerks can change that, or if I have to email somebody to change that.
Like I said, it's a whole.
It's, he was ROR'd on one of the cases. No, it's not that one, it's the other one. They labeled it as an order revoking. Yeah, see how it says order revoking?
Yes, sir.
It's an ROR motion, it's an ROR order.
I got hit by a gun and I got arrested.
All right, good morning, tell me your name.
Yasuo Aaron.
Mr. Herring?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, you're here in 2018 CF 16042AO, and you're arrested pursuant to a capias in which the judge found probable cause. The state did file an information for battery with one prior battery conviction. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that case. No contact with the victim in the case. And no weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition. And the bond will stay as set in the capias at $5,000.
Your Honor, you wouldn't entertain a reduction? Okay.
Okay, thanks. I just noticed that when I was looking it up, and I'm like, if his bond was revoked, how did?
David Block, is mental health firm.
All right, we'll reset Mr. Vaught. Well, Ms. Haling,
Yes.
I don't know if I appoint y'all, do you want to waive? Because, I mean, it's not like he can plea on anything.
Your Honor, we can waive him.
Okay,
Yes.
so 2020 CF 1352AO, and Mr. Vaught I'll appoint the PD, and the PD is waiving his appearance. He's arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, grand theft, dealing in stolen property, and providing false ID information or to a pawnbroker. And so no return back to 2013 Puritan Road, nor may he return back to the Value Pawn at 6615 East Colonial Drive. No contact with any victims or witnesses. And the bonds will stay as set in the warrant, $3,500, $500, and $100 on counts 3 and 4. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Devontae Anthony Powell.
All right, Mr. Powell, you're here in 2020 MM 84180. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. Do you find probable cause? I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Powell?
Yes, Your Honor, it's an adjudication of guilt, 7 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, no return to the scene, abide by all trespass warnings, no contact with victim or witnesses, and court costs.
Do you need a minute to talk to Ms. Haling about that?
No, ma'am.
No?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your Honor, Mr. Powell doesn't want to resolve his case this morning.
Okay, Mr. Powell. All right, you're not to return back. And when I say you're not to return back, I mean you're not to return back.
At all, yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you go back and you come back again, it's not gonna be a good day for you.
Correct.
So you can't go back to the Food Lotto at 2060 Americana Boulevard. No contact with the victim in the case or any witnesses in the case. Abide by the trespass warning. Again, you are not to go back there.
No, ma'am.
Your bond will be $500, and you have an upcoming court date. Do you know what it is on your other case?
Yes, ma'am. It's February 24th.
Okay, don't miss that court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
No, taking no action on that. Tell me your name, sir.
Luis Rodriguez, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you're here in 2020 MM 84080. You're arrested for petty theft. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and is it because it's enhanceable?
Yes, Your
Okay,
Honor.
and it's prior history, okay. So, Mr. Rodriguez, you're not to return back to the Walmart at 5991 South Goldenrod Road. No contact with victims or witnesses, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And if you are provided with a trespass warning, you're to abide by that as well. I am setting your bond at $500. All right, please tell me your name.
Dora Watkins.
All right, Ms. Watkins, you're here in 2020 MM 833AO. You're arrested for petty theft with a prior theft conviction, petty theft and cannabis possession less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for those offenses, and I'll appoint the public defender. I don't know if the state has any offers for you.
There's no offer, Your Honor.
So you're not to return back to the Walmart at 3101 West Princeton Street. No contact with victims, witnesses, or any co-defendants. And if you were provided a trespass warning, you must abide by that. The bond on count 1 is $500. The bond on count 2, all ROR. Count 3, all ROR, and count 4 will stay at $100. You're out on release for grand theft and another retail theft as well in 2 cases, 19 CF 12735AO and 19 CF 12200AO. I am revoking the bonds and setting them at none. Your attorneys in those cases can file any appropriate motions to set bond.
Your Honor, did you appoint us on the out on bond cases?
I believe that it shows that the PD was previously appointed in both of those cases. Right? Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
Your
good
Honor,
morning.
May I have just a moment before we do the motion?
Sure, is this Mr. Chenal? Okay, sure, good morning. Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, Mr. Chenal, you're here in 2020 MM 88AW. And the public defender filed a motion for release on your own recognizance in this case. And did the state have any objections?
The state does not have an objection.
Okay, all right, and I'm gonna grant the motion. I've reviewed the facts, I've reviewed the history. Mr. Chenal, I saw you pled and you're on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
So, did the state happen to offer you anything at your initial appearance it was on a weekend, so I don't know what goes on the weekends.
No, ma'am, they
Okay,
didn't.
all right. So I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance. You need to make sure that if you have a future court date, my guess is that you do, don't miss it.
Okay.
Because that could violate your probation too, okay? I
ma'am.
don't want to see that happen to you. So, make sure you show up to court. Don't get arrested for anything, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
What did I miss? All right. All right, are we ready on the 33 days?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I've gotten 2019 CF 17595AO Travis Scott Reget.
A notice of non-filing was filed on January 31st.
Oh, and the order that is in front of me from the Public Defender's Office, all of the orders have July as the date, 2019. So now I have to, yeah. You might want to let whoever sent all these orders over, they all say July of 2019. All right, so that will be granted. 2019 CF 13563 Small M Smith, or Sam, it should be Samuel, and that's not spelled right. So I'll
And
correct
an
that.
information was filed on January 31st. The filing ID is 1025-76971.
January 31st, Ms. Bush?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, that will be denied. 2019 CF 17424AO Aaron Nathaniel Thompson.
And information was filed on January 31st. Filing ID is 1025-76756.
All right, that will be denied. (2019) CF 14798AO David S. Weeks.
A no information notice was filed on January 31st.
All right, that will be granted. (2020) CF 5AO Alexander Antonio Mateo.
And information was filed on January 31st. Filing ID is 1025-78622.
All right, that will be denied.
Your Honor, Mateo, you said the case number was 2020 CF 05?
Yes.
I have 5.
Thank you.
Yeah. At least that's what it is on the order. Like, I don't know. So, all right, 2019 CF 17626AO John Dillian Beluso.
And information was filed on January 31st. Filing ID is 1025-49108.
All right, that will be denied. 2019 MM 10401AO James Pennell Bynes.
And information was filed on January 31st. Filing ID is 1025-60362.
All right, that will be denied. (2019) CF 17604AO Pierre Michel Louis Jacques.
A notice of non-filing was filed on January 31st.
All right, that will be granted. (2019) MM 10456 Latoya Hamilton.
A request for administrative transfer, misdemeanor to felony, and a felony information clocked-in copy has been provided to defense counsel. Does the court wish to have a copy as well?
I don't need it as long as you give them a copy. You don't, do you have a case number or anything, or no?
No, not
Okay.
at this time.
But you provided them a copy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. denied. Twenty 19 MM 10422 AO Danny Delacio.
A no information notice on January 31st.
Okay, that will be granted. Twenty 3 AO David Ward Bain.
And information was filed on January 31st. Filing ID is 1025-93057.
Alright, that will be denied. Twenty 19 MM 10444 AO Derek Luke Marslock.
A notice of non-filing was filed on January 31st.
Alright, that will be granted. Twenty 19 CF 17594 AO Chio Sequin Holt.
And information was filed on January 31st. Filing ID is 1025-91187.
Alright, that will be denied. And then finally, 2019 MM 10458 AO Owen Andre Jericho.
A notice of non-filing was filed on January 31st.
Alright, that will be granted. Alright, and Ms. Halen, can you make sure, I don't know, I think maybe I don't know who submits all the, but every single order had July 19 on it. So will you just make sure, because I don't get the orders before I come into court,
Right,
but I'm not, they need to be correct.
right, okay. Thank you.
All right, that will be granted if I didn't state that already. Anything else?
Nothing from the state.
Okay, and so we'll be back at 1. We have the interpreters, and I think we have 2 DV cases this afternoon, so far that I know of. All right, we'll be in recess. Announce themselves for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
Good afternoon, Edith Bush for the Office of the State Attorney.
All right, and do we have the interpreter on the line? See the camera. Did they come on earlier, or? My guess is they're over in 2. They do that a lot. Can we call them, or? Sometimes they go into 2, forgetting it's Monday.
That's okay. Wait for the interpreter. Can you see if they're in 2 rather than 1? We in 1 today? No, we're in 1 today.
Mondays are on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye.
They always forget.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter, is now on the right courtroom.
Okay, I figured
Sorry.
you might have been in two.
I was on two.
No,
I'm so
that's
sorry.
okay. Yeah, it's just Mondays. It's confusing. Have you been
Thank
sworn
you.
in, ma'am?
Yes, I was, Your Honor. Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter, already sworn in today.
Okay, all right. And then, I'm gonna get the headphones on her.
Señora, los audífonos que están ahí a su mano derecha.
1 second, Troy.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name, please?
Carmely Montañez Rodriguez.
Carmely Montañez Rodriguez.
All right, ma'am, you're here in case number 2020 CF 1456AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine and attempted destruction of evidence. And I find probable cause for count one. I don't believe just merely discarding something on the ground is destruction of evidence or an attempt to destruct evidence based on the case law. So I don't find PC as to count two. And so I'm going to ROR on count two. As to count one, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at $1,000. I'm not going to take any action on your out on release case, ma'am, but I can tell you that if you come back again, chances are, and if you have two cases and you're out on release, it's probably going to be revoked. So don't get arrested. Show up to all your court dates, okay? And I am going to add random urinalysis through pretrial release as a condition of her release on the new case. So no drugs or alcohol. If you test positive, it's possible that will be a violation of your release as well.
Okay.
All right. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear? Oh. All right. All right. Good afternoon. Can you tell me your name, please?
John F. Cruz Menendez.
Jennifer Cruz Melendez.
Okay, do we know what happened? Is this Mr. Cruz?
Yo,
Oh, yes. John
Yes.
Cruz?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Cruz, you're here in 2020 CF 1470AO. You're arrested for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may not drive without a valid driver's license. The bond will stay at $2,500. And he does not qualify for pretrial release. It looks like,
He did not, Your Honor.
okay. No, he did not. Yeah, I was just asking whether he did. I stayed the bond. Oh, yeah, I appointed the public defender. I asked about pretrial release.
You don't have a bond? You don't have a bond? No, you gotta.
Señor, póngase los audífonos. Parado ahí, póngase los audífonos.
I think they're backwards. Having some issues with the headphones. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name, please?
Wilson Campos. Sí.
Wilson Cancus.
All right, sir, you're here in 2020 CF 1479. You were arrested for tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement and battery domestic violence. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. We do have a witness here. Ma'am, do you need the interpreter? I think, Madam Interpreter, I don't know if she speaks.
Señora, ¿usted necesita intérprete?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, can I have you raise your right hand to be sworn in, please?
Por favor, levante su mano derecha para prestar juramento.
All right, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
I do.
All right, thank you. All right, can
Bien, gracias.
you tell me your name and spell your
¿Me
last
puede
name for
decir
me? Sorry.
su nombre y deletree el apellido, por favor?
Romelinda R-A-M-I-R-E-Z.
Romelinda
Ramírez.
Romelinda Ramirez. Ramirez is R-A-M-R-I-Z.
All right. Ms. Ramirez, how are you related to Mr. Cancuz?
Señora Ramírez, ¿usted es pariente del señor Cancús?
Sí.
Yes.
And what is your relationship with him?
¿Y cuál es su relación con él?
Pareja.
His partner.
Okay. And you're married or not married?
¿Están casados o no?
No.
No.
And do you have children in common?
¿Tienen hijos juntos?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Are you afraid of him?
¿Usted le tiene miedo a él?
No.
No.
And do you want to have continued contact with him through the pending of the case?
Mientras este caso está pendiente, ¿usted quiere continuar a tener contacto con él?
Sí.
Yes.
And it's my understanding that there were 2 children that were present. Are you afraid of their safety?
Es mi entendimiento que habían 2 niños presentes. ¿Usted se preocupa o está preocupada por la seguridad de ellos?
No.
No.
Has there been any violence in the past in your relationship?
En su relación con él en el pasado, ¿ha habido algún tipo de violencia anteriormente?
No.
No.
Do you think any drugs or alcohol had any involvement?
¿Piensa usted que algo de alcohol o drogas tuvo algo que ver en todo esto?
El alcohol, creo.
I think alcohol.
Okay. Does alcohol
Yeah.
seem to be a problem?
Pareciera que el alcohol es un problema.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And Ms. Bush, did you have any additional questions for Ms. Ramirez?
Se le pregunta al fiscal si tiene alguna pregunta que hacerle a la señora Ramírez.
Ms. Ramirez, do you work?
No.
Señora Ramírez, ¿usted trabaja?
No.
No.
So Mr. Cancuz is the sole breadwinner in your household?
Sí.
Así que el señor Cancús es el único que provee para la familia.
Sí.
Yes.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Gracias, no tengo ninguna otra pregunta.
All right. Ms. Haling, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ninguna pregunta de la abogada de la defensa.
All right. Based on my review of the affidavit, as well as the fact that there were children present,
Basado en lo que yo puedo repasar de la affidavit y el hecho que habían 2 niños presentes,
I am going to order no contact directly or indirectly with the victim at this time.
yo le voy a ordenar, señor, que no puede tener ningún contacto con la víctima, contacto ni directo ni indirecto.
And Mr. Ken Cruz, your attorney can file any motions as it relates to contact with the judge who will be assigned to the case.
Señor Cancús, su abogada puede hacer cualquier petición que sea necesaria para establecer qué tipo de contacto va a poder tener con los niños en su caso.
I'm also ordering that you maintain separate residences.
También estoy ordenando que se mantenga viviendo separado.
If you need,
por separado.
if you need to return back to the residence and the victim is present, you'll need to go with law enforcement one time.
Si usted necesita regresar a la casa, cuando la víctima esté presente, tiene que ir acompañado de un policía y solamente se le permite regresar a la casa una sola vez.
And that's to get personal belongings that you may need.
Y eso es para que vayas a recoger sus artículos personales que pueda necesitar.
No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription.
No puede tomar ni drogas ni alcohol a menos que tenga, y medicamentos a menos que tenga una receta válida.
No weapons, no firearms, no ammunition.
No puede poseer ningún tipo de armas, armas de fuego, armas blancas y municiones.
I do note that the Department of Children and Families was contacted, so if they have an investigation, you must comply.
Y yo sé que se comunicaron, se llamó al Departamento de Niños y Familia, y si ellos están llevando a cabo una investigación, usted tiene que cumplir y asistir con esto.
And I do note that you do have an immigration hold, so you'll be able to speak with your attorneys about that immigration hold.
También me puedo dar cuenta que tiene una orden de detención de inmigración y va a poder hablar con sus abogados en cuanto a eso también.
Your bond on count 1 is $1,000 and $500 on count 2.
En el primer caso, la fianza es de 1,000. En el segundo caso, la fianza es de 500.
And I'm requiring random urinalysis through pretrial release, so no drugs or alcohol.
Y mientras usted está en libertad preventiva, la juez está ordenando que esporádicamente le hagan pruebas de drogas y alcohol.
All right,
Así que no puede consumir drogas y alcohol.
Mr. Cancuz, did you understand everything that was contained in the no contact order that you signed?
Señor Cancuz, ¿usted entendió todo lo que está escrito en ese papel que dice que usted no puede tener contacto y que ya usted firmó? Yes.
Okay, all right.
Bien.
Thank you for your testimony, ma'am, okay?
Gracias por su testimonio aquí, señora.
Oh, I haven't read it yet, so we're gonna have to do it at the end, yeah, okay. We'll have to do it at the very end. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Christopher Jimenez.
Christopher Jimenez.
All right, so you're hearing case number 2020 MM825AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery, and I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. We do have a witness here. Sir, do you require the interpreter?
Please.
Okay, so, Madam Interpreter, he's going to need you to interpret as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in, sir?
Señor, por favor, levante su mano derecha para prestar juramento.
All right, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
¿Jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad? Yes.
If you need the interpreter, you're going to have to wait for her to interpret, okay?
Si necesita la intérprete, va a tener que esperar que ella interprete.
And
Bien.
you must speak in Spanish.
Y tiene que contestar en español.
All right, and so, sir, can you tell me your name and then spell your last name for me, please?
¿Me puede decir su nombre completo y deletree el apellido, por favor?
Brian Rodríguez, deletreado es R-O-D-R y de punto G-U-E-Z.
Brian Rodriguez, R-O-D-R-I-G-U-E-Z.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, how do you know Mr. Jimenez?
Señor Rodríguez, ¿cómo conoce usted al señor Jiménez?
Es mi pareja.
He's my partner.
Okay, and then, do you all live together?
¿Ustedes viven juntos?
Sí.
Yes.
And, are you afraid of him?
¿Usted le tiene miedo o le tiene temor a él?
No.
No.
Do you want to have continued contact with him through the pending of the case?
¿Usted quiere poder continuar a tener contacto con él mientras este caso está pendiente?
Sí.
Yes.
Has there been any violence in your relationship in the past?
¿Ha habido alguna violencia en su relación con él anteriormente?
No.
No.
If something were to happen in the future or you felt threatened, would you call law enforcement?
Si pasara algo en el futuro y usted se siente amenazado, ¿usted llamaría a la policía?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you think any drugs or alcohol had any involvement in what happened?
¿Piensa usted que drogas o alcohol tuvo algo que ver en lo ocurrido?
El alcohol.
Alcohol.
Okay. Does alcohol seem to be a problem?
¿Alcohol parece ser un problema?
En esta ocasión sí.
This time, yes.
Okay, but is that a normal occurrence? Alcohol
Pero
is a
esa-
problem?
Eso es algo que normalmente ocurre, que cuando que el alcohol es un problema.
No.
No.
Okay. Ms. Bush, do you have any questions for Mr. Rodriguez?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
La fiscal no tiene preguntas para el señor Rodríguez.
Ms. Haley?
No questions, Your Honor.
La
Okay.
abogada de defensa tampoco tiene preguntas.
All right, based on my review of the affidavit, and I thank you for your testimony, sir, but I am going to order no contact at this time, and his attorneys will be able to file any motions related to contact for the future, okay? So, but I'm not going to allow contact today.
Basado en lo que he podido repasar en la affidavit de arresto, voy a ordenar que no tengan contacto. El abogado de él va a poder presentar cualquier moción y petición necesaria para permitir contacto en el futuro, pero por el día de hoy estoy ordenando que no tengan ningún tipo de contacto.
All right, and so I'm also ordering that you maintain separate residences.
También estoy ordenando que se mantenga viviendo separado.
If you need to return to the residence and the victim is present and you need to get personal belongings, you must go with law enforcement.
Si usted necesita regresar a la vivienda y él y la víctima está presente, tiene que ser siempre y cuando esté acompañado por un oficial a retirar sus artículos personales.
No weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition.
No puede poseer ningún tipo de armas, armas de fuego ni municiones.
And no alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription.
No puede consumir drogas, alcohol o medicamentos sin una receta formal.
Mr. Jimenez, did you understand everything contained in the no contact order that you signed?
Señor Jiménez, ¿usted entendió todo lo que estaba escrito en la orden de no contacto que usted firmó?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And were you able to provide it says address and community ties not verified and unable to reach contacts. Do you have an alternative address that you could live at?
Acá dice que no pudieron verificar los lazos que le atan a la comunidad o verificar la dirección. ¿Usted tiene otra dirección? ¿Tiene otro lugar donde se va a poder ir a quedar?
Bueno, ahora mismo no. Pero
Well,
perdona, tengo una amiga que puedo ir a donde ella.
Not at the present time, but I do have some girlfriends that I can go stay with them.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna order a $500 bond or pretrial release if qualifies, okay? So you'll have to communicate that information to them once you get that information, okay?
Bien, lo que estoy haciendo es ordenando una fianza de $500 o salir bajo el programa de libertad preventiva si es que es elegible y una vez usted pueda proveer esa información de la dirección donde se estaría quedando.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rodriguez.
Gracias, señor Rodríguez. Eso es todo.
All right, and then Andrew bonded.
I think we have one more Spanish.
I do not believe that we do. I think one got sent over, but that's Portuguese?
That's correct, Judge.
Oh, okay. Does she speak Spanish?
It's a gentleman.
Oh, he speaks
I
Spanish?
don't know if he has.
Okay, because sometimes they do, and then we utilize the, otherwise it's going to be the last case that we call, because we have to call the language line.
He indicated Spanish.
We also have one that bonded,
Okay,
but he has a high school.
okay, which is that?
He was on first session this morning. Jose Alberto Montes Doria.
Okay, so all I have to do is advise him of the ICE detainer. We don't have a, do we have a case number?
Is it on a traffic? I don't.
We don't have a case number?
In our system.
Okay, well, we have case numbers in the morning.
Let me, yeah.
Do you have an MA number? 2381. Last name Daniels? No, 3281. Oh. Give me the last four again, I'm sorry. Give me the last four
It's
numbers.
3281.
CT 794.
Okay, so, Madam Interpreter, did you get that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, and can you tell me your name, sir?
Jose Alberto Montes Oria.
Jose Alberto Montes Oria.
All right, sir, I understand that you've bonded out, but I have to advise you that you do have an immigration hold. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And that way you'll have somebody to discuss the detainer with and get some, legal advice about that detainer, okay? So Ms. Haling will give you a piece of paper with a number on it, and you can call that number, and that will be your, you'll be able to reach an attorney there.
Okay.
All right, and then I understand we got a case over from courtroom 2, because the victim needs an interpreter. I haven't read any of the probable cause documentation yet. And so, do we know if the witness is able to speak Spanish?
My understanding is he's indicated he can.
Little bit.
Okay, do you speak
Poquito.
Spanish, sir?
Poquito.
Okay, do you want to try, and if it doesn't work, then we can call the interpreter?
I need the interpreter.
Let me let the, but do you need a Spanish or Portuguese? Do you think you can try with with the Spanish?
Portuguese better.
Your Honor, we are not allowed to do the Portuguese.
No, I
cases.
understand that. I understand that. Sometimes the Portuguese individuals that speak Portuguese also speak Spanish, and they're able to understand, so that's why I was asking. Otherwise, we would have to wait and call the language
If I
line.
may, if Madam Interpreter could convey that in Spanish, and if he understands,
Right.
it could proceed through Spanish.
I haven't read anything yet, sir.
Okay.
So, that's the problem, too.
I understand. Well, if you want to recall it, Judge, that's fine.
Yeah.
And Your Honor, may the state have the case name and number, please?
Sure. Case name is Mateen, M-A-T-E-E-N, Kudus, Q-U-D-D-U-S, case number 2020 MM111AW. So what I'm gonna do is, I haven't read this, it's just been handed to me, because Judge Carter has the domestic violence cases that don't need the interpreter, so, I'm gonna have to recall it, and we'll have to call the language line for him, okay?
That's fine, Judge.
Okay, sorry.
How much time do you think the court's going to require for that?
I have no idea. I have a docket.
I see that.
Okay? All right.
Thank you.
So we'll try to get you out as soon as we can.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, thank you, Madam Interpreter.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good
All
afternoon.
right, you too. All right, good afternoon, tell me your name.
Johnson.
All right, and Andrew bonded?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, you're here in 2020 CF 146780. You're arrested for possession of methamphetamine, loitering or prowling, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for those offenses, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in your case. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. And your bond will stay at 1,000. I'll reduce count 2 to 100 and count 3 to 100. You're out on release in 19 MM 10396. It looks like they filed on it as a felony in 2020 CF 725AO. So I am revoking the release and setting that at none at this time. I believe you have the public defender in that case, or you do have an attorney. They'll be able to file any motions to set bond for you.
Ms. LeBron bonded.
Okay, we'll take no action on Miss LeBron.
Mr. Nichols of mental health.
Okay, we'll reset Mr. Nichols.
Ms. Morris, mental health.
All right.
Mr. Rader is mental health.
All right, we'll reset these.
And Mr. Ramos is also mental health.
All right. All right, tell me your name, sir.
Andre Reed, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Reed, you're here in 2020 CF 1468AO. You're arrested for possession of MDMA. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at 1,000. All right, please tell me your name.
Devontae Curry.
Mr. Curry, you're here in 2020 CT 787AO, 2020 CT 788AO. You're arrested for reckless driving and driving while license suspended. I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Did you fill? Yeah, oh, I do have a form. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in those cases. And so you can't drive without a valid driver's license. I'm going to place you on pretrial release. Make sure you don't get arrested. You follow all of their requirements as well as mine. Morning, ma'am. Can you tell, or good afternoon, tell me your name?
Catherine Evans.
All right, Miss Evans, you're here in 2020 CT 789AO. You're arrested for refusal to submit to a DUI test. I don't find probable cause because she has no prior refusal, or there's nothing in the affidavit that indicates that she has a prior refusal. So, and I don't see anything on her face sheet that would indicate that either, but not that I could take that into probable cause.
Your Honor, the state's not making a request.
Okay. So, ma'am, it doesn't mean that the state can't charge you if they have additional information that supports the offense and the elements that are alleged. So, but I'm not finding probable cause because there's no indication that you have a prior refusal in the affidavit. So I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, okay?
Curry bonded.
All right, and Fontanez bonded,
Also bonded.
okay?
Marquez Ortiz bonded.
All right,
Jose Montez bonded. Kenneth Nelson bonded. Kingston bonded. Reyes Valdez bonded.
all right, so Montez bonded, Nelson bonded,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay. Pinkston bonded, okay. And then Reyes bonded, okay. Moving right along. And then Osorio Vega,
Yes, he bonded also.
Talk to the judge. Step up.
all right, is this Mr. Potter?
That's it.
Are you Mr. Potter?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Potter, you're here in 2020 MM 843AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. Can you hear me?
Pass on property after what?
Warning.
Oh, after warning.
Yeah, do you want the headphones?
I need something. Yeah.
Okay, let's get you some headphones. All right, Mr. Potter, is that better?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you were arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Ms. Bush, was there an offer for Mr. Potter?
Yes, Your Honor, there is. It's an adjudication of guilt, 10 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served. No return to the scene, which is Johnny's Filling Station on Fern Creek Avenue. No contact with witnesses or victim. Abide by all trespass warnings and court costs.
All right, so if you didn't hear that, Mr. Potter, it's a 10-day offer. You have 2 days credit for time served. And then you can't go back to Johnny's Fill-In Station. You can't have any contact with any victims or witnesses there, and you were trespassed, so you'll have to abide by the trespass warning. And then I do have to impose court costs. So do you need a minute? Do you want to talk to Ms. Haling about the offer? Do you want to try to resolve your case today?
I don't have any money, so I can't put that up, and I don't know where I'm at.
Okay, well, you're at the Orange County Jail.
Yes, I know that.
You
but
got arrested, and I've told you what you were arrested for. The state's made an offer for you if you want to resolve your case. I told you what the offer was. Do you need a minute or so to think about it? Because I'll let you go back there and think about it if you want to, and then you can come back in. But you either take the offer or you don't.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Sure.
Your Honor, would you entertain a plea to the bench?
Well, based on the fact that he just had a trespass a couple days ago, and the facts as they're alleged, I don't think that it's necessarily an unreasonable offer, based on what I've read, as well as his history, specifically recent history.
Your Honor, Mr. Potter is going to accept the offer.
Okay.
And plead no contest.
All right, Mr. Potter, I need you to sign the plea form. All right, Mr. Potter, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything that was contained in the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay, you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
I am a citizen.
Okay, but you understand that if you're not, it will subject you to deportation?
Right.
Okay? All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 10 days with credit for 2 days' time served. You may not go back to Johnny's Fill-In Station at 2631 South Fern Creek Avenue and abide by the trespass warning, no contact with any victims or witnesses at that location, and I do have to impose court costs. I'll order that you pay those by February 3rd, 2021. That gives you a year. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Hello, I'm Ron Eugene Durrell Purefoy.
All right, Mr. Purifoy, you're here in 2020 MM850AO. You're arrested for battery. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Is this the correct face sheet? I don't have anything on it.
I'll give you the updated one.
Okay. Nope, that's fine. Okay, thanks. All right, and my guess is there's no offer from the state? Okay, all right.
And may
So
the state have a face sheet as well?
Sure. You can have this one if you want. All right, Mr. Purifoy, you're not to have any contact with any victims or any witnesses in the case.
Yes, ma'am.
No weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition. And you're not to return back to the Dapper Duck Bar at 28 South Orange Avenue.
Yes, ma'am, I'll never go
Okay.
back.
All right, and the bond will stay at $1,000.
Your Honor, would you consider pretrial release?
Not without the victim present.
So,
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Glenn David Wells II.
All right, Mr. Wells, you're here in 2020 MM846AO. You're arrested for trespass in an occupied structure and possession of drug paraphernalia. And I'll appoint the public defender's office. I find probable cause as to count 1, count 2. Nothing was tested. So I'll find PC as to count 2.
The state's making no request, Your Honor.
All right, so was there an offer as to count 1 or?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, 5 days Orange County Jail, 1 day credit time served, no return to the scene, the Circle K at 10030 University Boulevard, no contact with victims or witnesses, abide by trespass warnings and court costs.
All right, and so Ms. Bush, because I would ROR, would you be willing to no info count 2 or I?
No, Your Honor,
Okay.
because it was not cannabis that they suspect.
Okay, well, even as an agreed-upon plea?
No, Your
Okay,
Honor.
all right. So, Mr. Wells, the state's willing to resolve part of your case, but may cause some problems for the clerk's office and corrections because they don't always like us doing that. So you can think about what you want to do. The offer's 5 days with credit for 1 day, and then the other conditions that she's indicated. If you don't want to do that, I would release you ROR on both counts, and you can figure out what you want to do downtown if the state files charges on it.
So I get ROR today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, you're not to return back to the Circle K at
ma'am.
10030 University Boulevard. Abide by the trespass warning, no contact with any victims or witnesses. Did you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
And no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. So I'm gonna release you ROR. It's very important. They're gonna give you a court date when you get out. You don't miss that court date. If you miss that court date and you miss court, you're probably gonna get a no bond capias, okay? And that
Yes,
means
ma'am.
I can't do anything about that,
I know.
okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck.
And Your Honor, did the court order the trespass warning? Abide by trespass?
Yeah, I said that.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Taylor Andrew Snively.
All right, did Alfred bond?
Yes,
This
Your Honor.
Polk County, okay.
And London also.
All right. And you said Snively?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. You're here in 2020 MO 207AO. You're arrested for an open container violation and state misdemeanors. And I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, it's an adjudication of guilt, 4 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, and court costs.
All right, do you want to do that, Mr. Snively?
What is it?
It's 4 days with credit for 2. That'll get you out tomorrow.
Okay, and there's still the option of bond if that's an option.
Sure, I'll stay the bonds if you want to, but you're gonna have to go back to court.
Okay. Yeah.
And Your Honor, Mr. Snively is going to accept the offer and plead
Okay.
no contest.
All right, is that your signature at the bottom of the plea form, Mr. Snively?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained in the plea form? You understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
I believe so. Yes.
You read the plea form, talked about a bunch of rights that you have, like having a trial, remaining silent, calling witnesses in your defense, cross-examining the state's witnesses. So those are rights that you're giving up, and you're not gonna have those rights because you're entering a plea. So you understand that?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a US citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay. I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your pleas to both counts. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days with credit for 2 days, time served. Counts will run concurrent. I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by February 3rd, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Okay? Good luck.
Thank you.
And then I need to review the affidavit for Mr. Budis. And then we can call the interpreter.
Copy of the Copy sheet for him, Your Honor.
I don't, I think, yeah, it's on the paperwork that they sent over.
Yeah.
Okay, can we call interpreter? Huh? I'm waiting for the, yeah, we're waiting on the interpreter. We're just waiting on the interpreter. All right, good afternoon. This is Judge Wish. Is this the interpreter?
Yes, the interpreter's on the line.
Okay, is it possible maybe to speak a little louder? It's hard to hear.
Okay, can you hear me
Yes,
better right now?
that is better. Thank you.
Okay.
Can you state your name and your ID number and then advise whether you've been previously sworn today?
Yes, my name is Christina. My ID number is 256074, and I have not been sworn in today.
Okay, and do you swear to translate from English to Portuguese and Portuguese to English to the best of your ability?
I do.
Okay, and I believe the defendant in front of me today is not going to need your interpretation. I believe he speaks English, but we do have a witness that is present that will need you to interpret the entire proceeding as well to him, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, and so good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Sim, Caduz.
Boa tarde, senhor. Você pode me dar o seu nome?
Valério Chagas.
Alaria Chagas.
Okay, and I'm just speaking with the defendant, Mr. Caduce, at this time. And I'll get with the witness in a moment. So if you could just advise him that.
Eu estou falando só com o senhor Cruz no momento, mas eu vou perguntar para você, para a testemunha, daqui a momento.
And you do have an attorney present with you. Could you tell me your name?
John Scatorgio.
Okay, and then have you filed a notice of appearance?
The family has contacted us actually today to be here, so as a courtesy, we're present for Mr. Caduce. They will be retaining our firm on his behalf.
Okay, so you are filing a notice of appearance?
That's correct.
Okay, just want to make sure he has representation.
Yes.
Okay.
Public defender shouldn't be necessary.
Okay, all right, so, Mr. Caduce, you're charged in 2020 MM111AW.
Ok, senhor Caduz, você está sendo acusado no 2020 MM11AW.
You're charged with battery, domestic violence,
Você está sendo acusado de agressão e violência doméstica.
and I do find probable cause.
E eu estou achando aqui uma causa provável.
You did fill out the paperwork for the public defender, so I'm going to rip that up.
Você preencheu o papel do defensor público, então vou estar rasgando isso,
because you are going to have counsel, okay?
porque você vai estar tendo um advogado.
All right, and then, sir, this is for the witness. Can you state your name for me, please, and then spell your last name?
E senhor testemunha, por favor, fale o seu nome para mim e me diga o seu sobrenome letra por letra.
Valério Barros Chagas. Alerio Barros Chagas.
It's Valerio Barros Chagas. Your Honor, this is the interpreter. He's given me his full name spelled out. Would you like that full name
I
spelled
just
out? Or
need the
just
last name spelled, thank you.
Chagas.
All right, Mr. Chagas, how do you know Mr. Caduz?
E senhor Chagas, como é que o senhor conhece o senhor Caduz?
Eu sou casado com a mãe dele.
I'm married to his mother.
Okay, and that makes you his stepfather, is that correct?
Então isso
Yes.
se faz padrasto dele, correto?
Yes, sim.
Yes.
And are you afraid of him?
E o senhor tem medo dele?
Não.
No.
Do you want to have continued contact with him through the pending of the case?
E você quer ter contato contínuo com ele enquanto o caso está pendente?
Não.
No.
Não, eu não quero morar mais na mesma casa. Eu quero ir
No,
para
I no
outro
lo-
lugar.
I no longer want to live in the same house. I want to go someplace else.
Okay, and so you do not want to have contact?
Então você não quer ter contato.
Eu não quero ter contato, mas eu não tenho medo dele. Não tenho nenhum problema.
I don't want to have contact, but I'm not afraid of him. I don't have any problem.
Okay. Do you think any drugs or alcohol had any involvement in what happened?
Você acha que algum tipo de droga ou álcool teve algum envolvimento no
Não.
que aconteceu?
Não.
No.
Okay, is there anything else that you wanted to tell me about any conditions of release?
Tem mais alguma coisa que você quer me falar sobre as condições de liberação?
Eu gostaria de saber como que eu vou pagar a cirurgia que eu fiz no hospital. Porque não foi uma coisa que eu provoquei.
I'd like to know how I'm going to be able to pay for the surgery that I did at the hospital because this is not something that I have caused.
Okay. What I can tell you is the state attorney's office, and Ms. Bush represents the state attorney's office. They will be reaching out to you to talk about your case.
O que eu posso te falar é que o escritório do advogado do estado e a senhora Bush, ela representa o advogado do estado, eles vão estar entrando em contato com o senhor para falar com o senhor sobre o seu caso.
Ok.
I don't make final charging decisions.
Eu não faço as decisões de acusação final.
That's the state attorney's office.
Isso é com o escritório do advogado do estado.
Okay?
Ok.
All right. Thank you very much.
Ok, muito obrigada.
And I'll have him stay there so that you can translate the conditions of release as I'm going to order them, okay? And then, did anybody else have any questions for the witness?
Tem alguma pergunta?
I think we're good, Judge.
Okay. Just wanted to give you that opportunity if you needed it. Okay. All right. And so, Mr. Caduz, you're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim in the case. And I'll have you sign the no contact order.
Senhor Caduz, o senhor não é para ter nenhum tipo de contato diretamente ou indiretamente com a vítima no caso, e eu vou pedir que você assine esse formulário de não ter contato.
Did you understand everything that was contained in the no contact order that you signed?
Yes, ma'am.
And
O
if you
senhor
could,
entendeu tudo que estava na ordem? Sim.
okay, and then I'm also ordering that you maintain separate residences from the victim. So he's indicated that he's not living there, but you can't live at the same residence,
Yes,
okay?
E eu também estou ordenando que você more num lugar separado da vítima. Ele já falou que não está morando lá, mas você tem que morar separadamente.
So I'm not sure where he's going to go, but, so I'll put it in the court order that you can go back one time with law enforcement if you need to do that for some reason, to get personal belongings, okay?
E eu vou colocar aqui nas ordens da corte que você pode voltar lá somente uma vez com a polícia, se você precisar por qualquer razão.
No weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition.
Você não pode ter nenhum tipo de arma de fogo e nenhum tipo de balas.
And I am gonna set the bond at 2,500.
E eu vou colocar a sua fiança em 2.500.
Judge,
Okay.
if I may?
Sure.
Regarding the address and the no contact, it's been conveyed to me that the address where the alleged incident happened, the 7428 Herrick's Loop, is Mr. Caduce is going to be residing there, and I believe Mr. Chagas is going to be not residing there. So I think the purpose of the one-time visit with the officer, I want to be clear, as long as they're separate residences, it's fine.
That's, yeah. So let
Okay.
let her translate everything that you just
That's fine.
said.
I know.
If she can do that,
Okay.
okay.
I'm sorry, can I please have a repetition on the address?
7428 Herrick's Loop.
Ok. Agora, pelo que eu entendo, Vossa Excelência, esse endereço aqui, 7428 Herrick's Loop, o senhor Caduz vai estar morando lá e o senhor Chagas não vai estar morando lá. Então, essa ordem de que ele só pode voltar uma vez, isso só significa que as residências serão separadas.
So I'm only ordering maintain separate residences. So I only put that as a one-time return just in case, for some reason, the victim's still present there. He'll have to go back with law enforcement, okay?
One additional matter, Judge.
Hold on, let her
Yes,
translate.
thank you.
Eu só coloquei essa ordem de que ele só pode voltar nesse endereço uma vez, caso a vítima ainda estivesse lá, ele só poderia voltar uma vez com a polícia.
Okay, yes.
I've spoken with Mr. Caduce regarding potential bond amounts.
E eu falei com o senhor Caduz sobre o valor da fiança potencialmente.
Would the court consider a reduction to $1,500 for purposes of bond?
A corte consideraria a gente fazer uma redução para $1.500 em relação à fiança?
I will reduce to 1,500. I don't think that's unreasonable. I do note he's just been placed on probation in 2 cases.
Eu vou reduzir para 1.500. Eu não acho que isso seja fora do razoável, mas eu sei que ele está em liberdade condicional em 2 casos.
And he has 2 failures to appear, one of which is in 2019.
That's correct.
E ele tem 2 falhas a comparecer, e uma dessas falhas foi em 2019.
And so I don't know if they're going to file a violation of probation on him, but it's likely.
Very much so.
Então eu não sei se eles vão dar entrada numa violação, numa infração da liberdade condicional, mas provavelmente.
Okay. And then the court reporter reached out to us and asked that you spell your last name for the record.
Of course. Court ready?
Yes.
It's SCATUORCHIO.
And that was for the court reporter. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, sir, for your testimony. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry,
Muito
we had
obrigada, senhor,
sorry
pelo
we
seu
had to
depoimento.
keep you.
That was timely.
Porque a
Thanks, Judge.
gente teve que manter o senhor aqui.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
And
You're very
Honor,
welcome,
did
Your
the
Honor. Thank you
court-
for using our services.
Did the court modify the bond
Yeah, I
based
set
on
it
the
at 15.
request?
Yes.